LEC Week 2, Day 2, SK versus XL. So I'm actually pretty excited for this game. I think it's going to be close in terms of game cleanliness and crispness, but SK do seem to have better players. So I would say SK is favored, but vision control should be pretty even as long as draft is even. So one pick Urgot, a lot of OP's gone. Zillion's interesting ban. Maybe Zillion's good into the Urgot mid. Or they're, yeah, I'm not sure. But they one picked Urgot. They picked the Rakan 1-2, that's really standard. And then they also go for Alistar Kai'Sa into the Rakan, very standard as well. You can go for an Alistar Kai'Sa, you can do like an Ezreal Tahm Kench. And then they pick the Xayah. So Xayah Rakan versus Kai'Sa Alistar. Ban out LeBlanc Sinzao, Nocturne Sejuani. Irelia's up this whole draft actually. So that's pretty interesting. Karthus 4 pick. Karthus has been successful in Europe. And the Lissandra. Lissandra Urgot's a pretty common combo. Actually, this whole draft is pretty good. I like having this much engage with a Kai'Sa and Urgot. You're going to kill the first person you go on really fast. Even if it's a tank, he'll die really rapidly. You have the execute with Urgot. You have Alistar to initiate dives. So if SK can get early vision control, especially against like Karthus, this is a really favorable draft in my opinion. If XL draft the mid laner that doesn't really fight for prio, then this early game is going to be hard for sure. So they draft Zoe. Depending on how good the Zoe is, they can scrap, but not with a Karthus. So I am expecting SK to have a lot of control this game. I am worried for XL that this game's going to get out of control pretty fast. But then again, Karthus has been really successful. So if it's a slow game, they're definitely going to be happy with it. You have the Karthus scaling, you have the Xayah Rakan. Sion's going to get really tanky. And then if they ever get vision control, XL, like say around Baron, it's going to feel really hard for SK to get past this Zoe Karthus wall. God, these interviews. Okay, so red start by Karthus, that's very unconventional. He almost always starts blue and just full clears up. And like Karthus can get a crab if he can. If not, no big deal. Bot lane, the Alistar Kai'Sa will be pressured until Alistar is level 3. And then they can get control back. So Karthus and Zoe are going for this early aggressive play. Does he get the Raptors? I think Gragas got all of those. Maybe one. So Karthus is not going to be done with his camps too quickly. He didn't take his own Krugs, so not the best start for Karthus. He's also looking to gank. That's very interesting. He definitely wants to clear his Krugs, but he has a little bit of free time just because as long as he's topside by the time his Raptors respawn at 4:30, it's not the biggest deal. But his level 6 is going to be delayed. Wow, he keeps his sums. So I want to see how SK get control now. Lissandra seems to have pushed mid. He got a really nice TP off. They get first blood on the Sion. This is all good. And now they should get control bot lane as well because they have Alistar Kai'Sa. So maybe they organize a buff invade on the Karthus. Their teams have not been too proactive against punishing the Karthus. So maybe SK will be more proactive this game than other teams in LEC. It's also an Ocean Dragon, so I do want to see them pick up this Ocean Dragon before Rift Herald spawns. That way they can get both with their early game control. If they're not getting all dragons and Riptails in this early game. It's not too clean. It's kind of giving XL away back in the game. So this is nice. I really like this hover. Lysandra has perma push mid. He disappears in the river. Against an Alistar, you have to be really careful, Alistar Gragas, about being dove. They get a plate. They get the Gromp as well, so this move, which is usually inefficient for the jungler, didn't hit his inefficiency because... or didn't hurt his efficiency because he did get the Gromp. That's a good chunk by Zoe. Zoe needs to hit those to stop just this constant hover. Lysandra bases. And Gragas is getting rid of this vision. I like this. Did you see the ward? And they're going for this buff invade. It doesn't look too organized. Zoe isn't base. Okay. I like the idea though. You do want to pressure Karthus on his buffs. The fact that Gragas isn't behind farm against the Karthus is really good. So Selfmade doing a great job this game. Getting the crab. And they're just gonna do this dragon in their face, I guess. Do they see the Karthus topside? Oh, they saw him take the plant, but that's after they started dragon. So Karthus does get this top jungle, but they're not gonna be able to pick up the Riptail because it's not spawned yet. So nice pickup for SK, got the dragon. Lysandra will feel really good with this Ocean Dragon. If he gets poked a little bit, he can still sustain, and he gets first push. So I really want to see SK go for this Riptail. They can go for some more hover plays bot lane if they want to, but if they hover bot side and give up Riptail, that's a failure. They just need to make sure they get this Riptail. So they're hovering down bottom. They know the Zoe's around mid. And they don't commit. So this is smart. I like this. Because they can rinse and repeat this as many times as they want. They get good turret damage. They get a plate. Lysandra's coming back mid. He has to catch one wave. And then next wave, he'll have priority again. And XL is using their one wave of mid prio to clear out vision. So I like that as well. But yeah, I do want to see SK start pressuring this Rift Herald. Oh, he just starts it. So now I have to watch the supports. Rakan starts moving up. Al starts moving from base. Where's Sion? Okay, so Lysandra is clearing mid. The Sion sees them. Rakan's basing, so they're not contesting this. Free Rift Hold for SK. It's a little ambitious to do it in vision, but just their top 3 champions are so strong, and Alistar was moving, so they felt pretty safe taking that fight. So now you definitely want to see SK getting this bot turret. Oh, they just spawned Rift Herald. So I do like this. They could have done this with hovering, but they just want to accelerate the game. So they start the Rift Herald, they summon the Rift Herald, bot turret goes down. Mountain Dragon's coming up real soon too. What is that? It's in 35 seconds. Oh shit. So I want to see SK get this Earth Dragon, push out bot lane, and then rotate their bot lane top. They go for a 2v4 play mid, 4v2 play. They get both stones from Zoe. Okay, so they did trade ultis for that. So I wonder if XL take this opportunity to fight the dragon. Wow, Seems like XL just wasn't prepared. Like Scion TP's not coming through. Lissandra's not here. Like this would be a 4v4 with Scion. I don't know. It seems like their communication isn't too good right now. The fact that Scion doesn't TP and Urgot does shows that like they weren't really communicating what they were doing with the dragon. Did they think it was free? Were they going to turn if it came in? Do they need the TP? They're not talking about these things in advance. And they did have ulti advantage coming into this fight, so kind of surprised they didn't use the Scion TP. I'm not sure if it's a favorable fight either way, but definitely doing no TP and starting dragon, you can't do both. Either give up the dragon, don't TP and push out waves and get control of top side, or do the dragon and TP. So as you can see here, Lissandra gets first push every wave. He's hovering up. They have to be really scared that they're being dove. Lissandra can go back mid for the wave. This is good. Scion is moving, so no one's bot. They need to be a little bit careful. Now they see the Scion. They're moving up. Urgot also has no TP right now. He has exhaust. So they're playing this pretty carefully. They're not going for unnecessary fight. They take the free turret. This is good. Well played by SK. So now I want to see a 1-3-1. Kaisa mid, Lissandra top, Urgot bottom. And this is when Zoe's mid game kind of starts to be felt. If you're not ahead on Zoe, as a team on Zoe, then you can't really put the Zoe in the side lane. So your Xayah Rakan have to be in a side lane. And then if your Zoe can't wave clear effectively, your turret is very vulnerable. So as you can see, Xayah's bot lane. Zoe's mid. He's going to give up some turret damage. Seems kind of risky to let themselves get engaged on. They got some turret damage for free. I guess they have to take that risk. But yeah, 1-for-1 and Lissandra burns TP, so that's not ideal. Can they play side lanes better? So Xayah's bottom. They have 4 people mid. Lissandra's top with Scion. Karthus isn't here. Maybe the Lissandra could have just walked down, but I think they just thought that they were strong enough to win off the engage. Ends up being a 1-for-1. So definitely not too bad for XL at all. They get the turret. So I do want to see SK get vision in the top jungle. Since it's against Zoe, you can't really do Baron when all 10 players are alive. If the Zoe can just throw some spells at you while you're doing Baron, the poke is gonna hurt a lot. Even though you have an Ocean, it still sticks if you're doing Baron. It makes it really chaotic, really complicated. So I want to see SK get this deep vision. Play through side lanes. Play through your Urgot Prio. I want to see them put someone top. You don't have to do just a brute force 4v4. Yes, you are slightly favored, but it's a risk. Lissandra, go top. So Lissandra's finally top. This forces Xayah or Zoe to go top. This is really good. XL cannot fight for mid control if you push side lanes. So Lissandra pushing top is key. Pushing top lane. How is that only a 1-person knockoff? But yeah, this is a straight 4v4. Oh, that was a visual bug. It was 2 people. So they just take the engage. I mean, not the cleanest vision take, but they understood what they were going for, so I respect it. They took the free kill on the Rakan, insta-killed him. They burned Karthus flash as well, so now Karthus can't really get into the pit. And they just started. So it's a little bit dicey. They could like time Zoe going in and maybe a Karthus Q, but yeah, they get the smite. Burn Zoe's Toms. So fairly good by SK. It was clean. They didn't get the vision down, but they took the engage they wanted, got a free kill, burned the summoner, recognized Karthus had no flash, and instantly went to the Baron. So I respect the crispness of the call. So they're playing 3 waves. They have to be careful about not being engaged on. There are 3 people mid. Zaya's bottom now, so when Urgot comes here, they can probably take the turret. So Zoe has no sums. Oh, he gets out. Sandra's on the side. So thank God for Ocean Drake. They need it right now. Maybe they take this one too? Yeah. But yeah, that was a pretty good window for them. Like in terms of numbers, the Scion's not here yet. Alright, so Ocean Drag. I do want to see them break the base. But how much Baron do they have left? They push in mid. It hits all the way to tier 3, so this is a safe time to go in. They see the enemy team. Enemy team's walking in. Wait for the next wave. This next wave is when you can be proactive. Perfect. Baron's gone. So, probably not breaking the base. Next Baron is the game ender. Or at least double inhib for sure. Wow, Rakan just engages. That's pretty interesting to do it now. I feel like they just like delayed the Baron. The Baron ended. You can wave clear now. And this is when they decide to engage. That's really surprising to me. Really nice by Kaisa. Looks like the game. So we don't get to see another Baron setup. I would say shaky execution from XL for sure. Karthus seemed very lackluster. They kind of surrendered the early game. Never got a foothold of what they needed to do this game. And SK with only 1 death, that's always going to feel nice. So props to SK. I think that brings them to 3-1. So yeah, looking forward to more from this team. As for XL, I would say they should probably reevaluate that draft. Maybe it worked in scrims when teams were a little more bloodthirsty. You got some better Rakan engages off. The Karthus got a little bit stronger, but definitely did not look too strong this game. So yeah.